What if I told you that some of the most potent health secrets aren't in the latest lab stuff, but in ancient foods? Foods we've kind of overlooked. We're always chasing the next big superfood, aren't we? But what really makes a food super when you cut through all the marketing noise? Could it be something with roots going back centuries, way before quinoa or chia were even on our radar? Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that kind of hidden gem, Makhana. You might have heard of it as foxnut, or maybe gorgon nut. It's, well, arguably one of the most underrated superfoods out there. And while it's only just starting to get noticed in the West, India has been cultivating and really cherishing it for ages, especially in Bihar state. Get this, Bihar produces something like over 85% of the entire world's supply.
Which is just staggering when you think about it.
Totally. So our mission today is to unpack Makhana's whole fascinating story. We're going from its really unique start in the water, these traditional harvesting ways, all the way to its cultural weight and how it's now being reintroduced by some really smart Indian wellness brands. This isn't just about a snack, you see. It's a story about culture, about sustainability, and wellness. It's a great shortcut to getting smart about this amazing food.
And it's funny, isn't it, how much we think we know about food, especially these superfoods, can be just completely wrong. Like the first surprising thing about makhana, it's not a nut.
Not a nut.
No, or a grain. It's actually the popped seed of a water lily. Uriel ferox, if you want the technical term.
Water lily seed. Seriously.
Seriously. And these plants, they don't fight for farmland or fresh water like, most crops. They grow naturally in ponds, these mons, they call them, mainly up in North Bihar, places like Darbhanga, Madhubani, Purnia, Katihar. And this whole aquatic thing makes it incredibly sustainable. Plus, growing and harvesting it, that depends entirely on traditional know-how passed down by farmers for generations.
Wow. Okay, so a popped water lily seed, ancient, sustainable. It's already a pretty cool story. But honestly, the market's flooded with superfoods. What makes makhana really stand out? Beyond just being different? Is it just healthier, or is there something more?
That's the key question, really. If we want to get why it's considered super, we need to look beyond just like a list of nutrients. We need the whole picture.
Absolutely. And when you think about how it gets from the pond to, well, us.
Yeah.
It's obvious this isn't some factory product. The harvesting sounds incredibly intense, like totally manual, right?
Oh, completely.
Farmers actually diving into ponds, feeling around in the mud for these seeds.
That's exactly right. It's extremely labor intensive. Then they have to sun dry them just so, roast them in these hot pans until they pop.
To that like crunchy thing we recognize.
Exactly, that puffed ball.
But how does that super manual approach affect the quality, especially if you want to sell it globally? And doesn't that make it hard to scale up production?
That's a really insightful point. And that dedication to the manual process, that's actually key to its quality. It means minimal processing. And for quality and scale, that's where modern brands who care about makhana's integrity come in. Some top companies, for instance, they make a point of only using the bold grade seeds, the bigger, whiter, perfectly popped ones.
Ah, okay.
And they sort these by hand to make sure the product is absolutely premium, good enough for export.
Right.
So yes, it's a different kind of scaling challenge than, say, industrial agriculture, but it keeps the product pure. And zooming out, that minimal processing, that's what allows its amazing nutritional profile to shine. It's naturally gluten-free, low-fat, but really high in protein, calcium, antioxidant. What makes it really stand out, I think, is getting that satisfying crunch from something so clean label. It's a plant-based source of serious protein and calcium, minus common allergens like nuts or gluten. Great for people with sensitivities.
That's fascinating. So, yeah, not just healthy, but genuinely unique and clean.
Yeah.
And it's more than just nutrition facts, isn't it? It's woven into India's culture, its spirituality. Like it's used as prasad in temples, a blessed offering.
Exactly, for centuries. And people eat it during fasts because it's considered sattvic.
Sattvic, meaning pure, wholesome.
Yes, pure, calming, aligning with spiritual goals. That connection definitely lifts it above just being, food.
So why that reverence? Is it just tradition or something more?
Well, that ties into Ayurveda, the ancient Indian system of medicine. Ayurveda has recognized makhana's medicinal power for a very long time.
Okay.
It's described as having a light and cooling energy, which is thought to balance certain body systems. Which is why, traditionally, it's believed to help with things like blood pressure, kidney function, even digestion. Some even see it as anti-aging.
Wow.
So this isn't just some new health trend. It's got millennia of traditional medicinal use behind it.
Right. So we have this incredible food, traditional, healthy, sustainable. But how do you actually take that, something so ancient, and introduce it to, say, someone in London or New York who's never heard of it? What's the biggest hurdle for a food like this to break into that global snack market?
Yeah, that's where the real innovation has to happen. Bridging that gap, that lack of knowledge is huge. Most people in the West just have no clue where it comes from or how it's made. So brands have to become storytellers.
Right, explain the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brands like SuperNutz, they've done a great job. They've modernized the look and feel, eco-friendly packaging, nice design. But crucially, they provide information. Transparency about sourcing. They tell the story. It's not just selling a snack. It's like sharing a piece of heritage, educating people about the journey from those ponds in Bihar right to their bowl, empowering them, really.
And it seems like the market's listening. I read the global market for Makhana is growing fast, like nearly 7% annual growth predicted between 2019 and 2023.
Yeah, the growth is definitely there.
But still, it feels like its potential outside Asia is still mostly untapped. Like we're just seeing the start of its global journey.
Absolutely. The runway is still very long.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it really feels like Makhana, especially when presented by brands that respect its roots. It truly is like nature's original super snack. It's plant-based, barely processed, full of natural goodness, and it's finally getting the attention it deserves on the world stage. Really fits that idea. Snack smarter, live better.
And taking a step back, what this deep dive shows is a fantastic example, really, of how ancient wisdom and sustainable ways of doing things can meet our modern need for wellness. These brands, acting almost like ambassadors for Indian wellness culture, they aren't just selling a new product, they're teaching the world about a food that's all about purity, sustainability, and, well, ancient wisdom. It's a powerful way to preserve tradition while still innovating.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? In this constant search for the next superfood, what other forgotten foods are out there? Regional gems just waiting to share their story, their heritage, their benefits with everyone. Maybe something for all of us to think about, that connection between tradition, sustainability, and what we choose to eat.